Fight for your dream because nobody else will. There's a sacred moment in every person's life when they see something no one else sees. A glimpse of a better future, a vision so clear it feels like a memory from the future. Maybe it comes in silence in the dark stillness of night, or in a moment of overwhelming frustration with the ordinary. But in that second you saw it. You saw yourself in a place you've never been, doing things you've never done, becoming someone the world has yet to meet. That dream, it wasn't handed out at a job fair. It wasn't assigned in a classroom. It didn't come from a trend or someone else's blueprint. It was downloaded directly into your soul, written in a language only you understand. That's why it burns in your chest. That's why it keeps you up at night while others sleep peacefully. This dream chose you. It belongs to you. And because it's yours, no one else will understand the depth of your obsession. They'll call it unrealistic. They'll label it crazy. But they don't have to believe in it because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. And because it was given to you, that means it's your responsibility to fight for it. Not your friends, not your family, not your mentors. You are the chosen one for your own future. So stop waiting for someone to validate what you already know deep down. You were meant for more. The world won't line up to fund your dream. They won't roll out the red carpet or give you a manual on how to do it. Most won't even notice you're building something until it's finished. But you cannot wait for applause before you perform. You cannot wait for backup before you move forward, because this journey was never meant to be crowded. It's not a parade, it's a pilgrimage. One soul, one fire, one direction. And that means sometimes the walk will feel lonely. But don't mistake solitude for wrong direction. The path to your dream is narrow for a reason. Not because you're off course, but because you're being refined, chiseled, hardened for greatness. So when the voices around you get quiet, when the support vanishes, when your inbox is silent and your feed is full of everyone else succeeding, remember this: they're not supposed to carry what was planted in you. You are the one who was chosen to feel it, to see it, to build it. That fire in your belly, that's divine. That's the compass. That's the proof that your vision is real and your time is now. So hold the dream close like armor. Protect it. Feed it. Water it with action and defend it with discipline. Don't give it away. Don't water it down. Water it down. Don't wait for consensus or permission, because if you abandon it, no one will fight for it. And if you don't build it, the world will never know what you are capable of. You are the architect of your destiny, and the blueprint is already inside you. There is a loneliness that no one warns you about when you chase something greater than yourself. It's not the kind that comes from being physically alone. It's deeper than that. It's the kind of isolation that surrounds you in a room full of people because they don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel. They don't understand why you're waking up early, staying up late, grinding through the exhaustion for a dream they consider optional. They call it obsession. You call it purpose. And in that difference, a chasm forms, one that only you can cross. You'll notice the text slow down, invitations disappear. The support you thought would always be there begins to vanish, and you'll be left wondering, was I wrong to want this? Was I foolish to believe in more? But you weren't wrong. You're just passing through a phase most never reach, the sacred season of solitude, where real growth is forged in fire and silence. The truth is, you must learn to walk alone before the world walks with you. That is the test. That is the price. The world needs to see if you'll keep going when no one is clapping, when no one is checking in, when no one even seems to care. Because if your commitment depends on company, your dream is weak. The silence is the proving ground. The cold nights, the echo of your own thoughts, the doubt that screams louder than your ambition, this is where most people fold. This is where they say, it's too much, and walk away. But not you. Not now. Because the ones who changed the world are the ones who kept moving when the world looked away. Oh, you have to become your own motivation. You have to clap for yourself in the dark. You have to train like someone is watching even when no one is. Because the day will come when the crowd returns, and you better be ready. In this solitude, you will discover something priceless. You will hear the voice that's been drowned out for years, the voice of your own potential. Not the noise of the world, not the doubt of others, not the fear that has shadowed you since childhood. Just you and the raw, unfiltered truth. You are capable of more than anyone has ever told you. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are simply untested. And this season of aloneness is not punishment. It's preparation. It's life stripping away the noise, the distractions, the false friendships, and fake support so that when the spotlight finally finds you, you're ready. Not soft. Not shocked. Ready. Hardened by pain. Sharpened by perseverance. Transformed in the shadows while the world looked elsewhere. That kind of power doesn't fade. That kind of strength becomes unshakable. So let the silence come. Let the world walk away. Let them doubt, disappear, and disapprove. Because what they don't see now, they will see soon enough. And when they ask how you did it, when they wonder how you rose from nowhere and built something unforgettable, you'll smile. Not with arrogance, but with quiet certainty, and say, I learned to believe when nobody clapped. I learned to show up when no one showed up for me. I fought through the lonely hours and I didn't stop. That's the test. And you're passing it every single day. You keep showing up alone. No dream worth having will ever come without pain. That's the cost most people never calculate when they talk about chasing greatness. Everyone wants the glory, but they want it without the grind. They want the mountaintop without climbing the mountain. But here's the cold truth. Your dream demands sacrifice. Real sacrifice. The kind that leaves you breathless, aching, doubting whether you've got anything left to give. It demands long nights without sleep and mornings where your body screams for rest. But your spirit demands you rise again. It demands missed birthdays, misunderstood intentions, and moments when you ask yourself, is this worth it? And the world? It won't clap for your suffering. It won't reward your tears or document your battle scars. Most of your pain will be unseen, uncelebrated, unnoticed. But that pain is not wasted. It is the down payment on your destiny. Pain is the great equalizer. It doesn't care where you came from or how talented you are. It comes for everyone who dares to want more. But pain isn't your enemy. It's your refiner. It strips away your weakness. It burns off your excuses. It introduces you to the version of yourself you never knew existed. The version who doesn't break when the pressure builds, who doesn't run when the fire comes. Because in that fire, something extraordinary is born. Resilience. And resilience is what separates the amateurs from the elite. It's the bridge between the I wish and I did. Most people run from pain. They try to numb it, avoid it, silence it. But the great ones, the ones you admire, the ones who changed history, they leaned into it. They used it. They turned it into fuel. And you can too. It's in the pain that you start to realize your real power. Not just the power to endure, but the power to transform. Every heartbreak, every failure, every moment you thought was the end was actually the beginning, a training ground for who you were becoming. Because the pain rewrites your limits. It expands your threshold. It shows you that what once broke you can now build. You'll look back one day and realize that the very things you thought would destroy you were the things that delivered you. They gave you scars, but those scars became armor. They gave you setbacks, but those setbacks became strategy. And when the breakthrough comes, because it will, you'll realize it wasn't luck, it was war. And you won, so let it hurt. Let the pain speak. Let it teach you, stretch you, break you down if it must. But don't you dare give up, because glory is not for the ones who coasted their way to comfort. Glory is for the ones who crawled through the chaos and came out stronger. And when the dream is finally real, when your vision becomes reality, when the lights are on and the world suddenly calls you an overnight success, you'll know the truth, that it was paid for, in full, with pain. And you'll wear that glory not like a trophy, but like a legacy. Excuses are lies, polished, convincing, well-dressed lies. They sound noble. They sound logical. They even sound protective, like they're keeping you from harm. But the truth is, they're robbing you. Every excuse you make is another brick in the prison wall you're building around your own potential. It's not the right time. I don't have enough experience. What if I fail? These are not reasons. They're fears wearing disguises. The real reason most people never chase their dream isn't because they aren't good enough. It's because they've made peace with average. They've let their comfort zone become their coffin. And the saddest part, most people will live their entire life justifying why they never became who they were born to be. Not because they couldn't, but because they never burned their excuses. There will never be a perfect time. The stars will never align. The resources you think you need will rarely appear before you take the first step. You don't need more credentials. You don't need more approval. You need more courage. Courage to move forward while afraid. Courage to begin with nothing but belief. That's the fuel. That's the fire. Liar. Most are waiting for permission to begin, but the truth is no one is coming to save you. No mentor, no investor, no partner is going to care about your dream more than you do. So the moment you stop leaning on excuses, you start leaning into power. Because excuses are easy. Action is rare. And every time you act in spite of fear, you take another swing at the wall that's been holding you back for years. You don't need a perfect plan. You need to light the match. There is a fire inside of you that is screaming to be fed. But every time you listen to the excuse, every time you choose distraction, every time you wait until tomorrow, that fire dims. And one day, if you're not careful, that fire becomes a flicker, a memory of what could have been. That's the tragedy no one talks about, the death of potential. And it doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly, slowly, with every compromise, with every delayed decision. But the ones who break through, they make a different choice. They take the same fear, the same doubt, the same voice that says, not now, and they burn it. They don't let it stop them. They let it ignite them. They turn excuses into fuel. Every no becomes motivation. Every you can't becomes gasoline. So light it up. Take every fear, every delay, every internal excuse, and throw it into the furnace of your ambition. Watch it burn. Let it heat your soul and sharpen your will. Because the moment you stop giving yourself a way out is the moment you find your way through. Greatness was never meant for the excuse makers. It was forged in the fire of those who moved anyway. You've been waiting long enough. The door doesn't open from the outside. You have to kick it down. You have to stop waiting and start becoming. This is your time, not tomorrow, not next year, now. Burn the excuses and let the flames show the world what you're made of. There will come a day when your name is spoken for the last time. A day when your story ends here, and only echoes remain. And when that day comes, what will they say about you? What will you leave behind that whispers into the future, even when your voice has gone silent? That is legacy. It is not fame. It is not wealth. It is not what you built for yourself. It's what you built that outlives you. It's how you made people feel. It's who you inspired. It's the lives you changed by the courage you showed when no one else was watching. Legacy is not written in gold. It's carved into the souls you touched along the way. And if you're not living for something beyond yourself, then you're just existing, not truly alive. You weren't born just to pay bills, scroll feeds, and chase validation from people who don't even know your heart. You weren't sent here just to repeat what's been done, to mimic, to blend in. No, you were born to disrupt, to elevate, to bring something into this world that didn't exist before you. Whether it's a movement, a message, a masterpiece, or just a mindset that shifts generations, you carry something sacred. But sacred things aren't loud. They don't scream. They don't demand attention. They wait for the moment you finally realize who you are. And when you do, everything changes. You stop chasing noise and start building impact. You stop asking for approval and start acting with purpose. Legacy begins the moment you realize you don't need the world's permission to matter. Too many people live like they have forever, like there's always more time, like the dream can wait. But time is the one currency you don't get to earn back. Every hour spent on fear, doubt, and excuses is a page of your story that's wasted. And when it's over, no one will care how safe you played it. They'll remember the risks you took, the stands you made, the moments you looked fear in the face and refused to back down. The world remembers the bold, not because they were perfect, but because they dared. So what are you waiting for? Perfection? Comfort? Guarantees? You'll die waiting. The clock is ticking, not to pressure you, but to remind you that you are here for a reason. And that reason is now. Your legacy isn't built in one grand moment. It's built in thousands of unseen, uncelebrated decisions. The mornings you got up when everything in you said stay down. The nights you stayed late to finish what no one else believed in. The times you forgave, pushed forward, showed up with integrity when it would have been easier to fold. That's legacy. It's built in character, not circumstance. It's not about what you're given. It's about what you give. Your legacy is shaped every time you choose growth over comfort, every time you say yes to the hard road, and every time you live aligned with your values when it would be so easy not to. It's not built overnight. It's built over a lifetime of courageous choices. Ole. And if you think no one's watching, think again. Someone out there is watching you quietly, wondering if they're allowed to chase their dream because you had the audacity to chase yours. Someone is watching you break the cycle and thinking maybe they can too. That's what legacy does. It multiplies. Your life becomes a signal fire, and when you burn bright enough, others catch flame. That's not ego, that's impact. And the ones who leave a mark on the world aren't always the loudest or the most followed. They're the ones who refuse to shrink, who own their space and lifted others in the process. Ah, that can be you. That must be you.